Hello, and welcome back to the 6th Street Underground, a Zenless Zone Zero podcast discussing all things ZZZ. As always, I'm your host, Eric, and I'm joined by my ever wonderful co-host, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Brian, it's almost here.
It's almost here.
Soon.
We're going to be going to Roscaelifer.
We're going to Roscaelifer. We're going to live up in the sky. We're going to be in the sky, and there's going to be dirigibles and tall bamboo and buses.
And scooters.
I like the idea of the buses where they were like, we have to do like the iconic double-decker bus, but you're only ever going to be on the top of it.
Yeah.
I assume the second floor down is for bamboo or something. We're going to be in the sky. And then there's going to be, Brian, I'm going to call it now, there's going to be Sky Pirates. And then if there's Sky Pirates... then
there's not going to be Sky Pirates, Eric.
There's not going to be Sky Pirates.
Skies of Arcadia is dead, Eric. You have to let it be. Just because every other game ever made is getting a remake doesn't mean that one is.
It's the one they're not remaking. And I'm like, it's right there. And it's amazing. Brian, you'll appreciate this before we start talking about ZZZ. Just got back from the beach. And while we were at the beach, my son... discovered and then became obsessed with pirates.
Perfect.
Which is good, except I've ruined my child, and his primary access point for piracy is the Blue Rogues from Skies of Arcadia. So anytime anything pirate came up, he was like, well, is that a Blue Rogue or do they have a black flag? Are they good guys? I'm Vise. Is that Vise? Is that... I'm like, dude, I love you so much. And also, no one knows what you're talking about except for me and Brian, and that's it. Because no one played this game. But when they remake it in 2027, everyone can play it, and they'll be like, "This is the best game ever." And I'll be like, "Yeah, but I've been here the whole time."
Wishful
this
thinking.
Is our Skies of Arcadia
You know
podcast.
what? You stay positive, champ.
It's nice to have hope, you know.
Speaking of hope,
yes,
I hope 3.0 was fun. I couldn't come up with a good transition.
Seamless. It was perfect, Brian. You nailed it. As Brian so elegantly said, 3.0 is like not just on the horizon. We have parked our airship above it, and we are preparing to parachute off into a whole new season of Zenless Zone Zero. We got a special program.
Yep,
that came out.
They had their special program that showed a whole bunch of stuff, which everything I saw I was excited for. I don't think there was really anything I saw that looked like it won't be fun.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the point of these sort of teasers. But sometimes you watch and they're like, we're doing this mechanic. And you're like, I'm not going to like this.
Oh, this is going to... Yeah, actually, this whole season is a first-person shooter. Enjoy, Eric. Play it on your phone. I think
it's going to be a third-person shooter because we're getting guns.
I like a third-person shooter. We are getting a gun. We're just like, here you go, Belle. I'm glad they showed us a lot, and we're going to get into it. So if you're trying to go into 3.0 completely blind, they showed some things in a recent video that was originally leaked by IGN on accident and then pulled back and then released officially by Hoyo. And also the special program. There are some juicy details in there that you could consider a spoiler. So if you're like, I don't want to know nothing, this is your chance to pause the episode and then come back after 3.0 comes out. But I'm with you, Brian. I was watching it going, oh, cool. And I think I said this in our pre-banter when we both forgot to hit record. And I mean this as like the best compliment. It's more ZZZ. Like,
yeah.
You know, like the area looks really cool. The aesthetic is on point. I really appreciate how much they've leaned into like the feel for this area. We're getting more ZZZ, and I could not be happier about that.
They are, they were kind of talking, and I mean, one of the big takeaways from the program was everything that they learned from in 2.0 was applying to 3.0. So making the open world area even better and more lively.
Mm-hmm.
So like, which I like that they're talking about, we're learning. And so we're trying to make it even better, more fun to explore. There's more stuff to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just them talking about what there is to actually do in Roscaelifer looks cool. Like getting to walk around, there's more things to explore. It makes it feel even more alive.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get our trash can, the Sage in a Barrel, back, or do you think Sage in the Barrel is terrestrial?
I think that Sage in the Barrel, I think, is staying in New Eridu, because they showed and I don't know if it's going to be a direct correlation, but like the wishing fountain where you throw coins you find into it. Yeah. So I don't know if that's like the replacement or what exactly. Because there was a whole bunch, and I could only keep so much in my brain.
It's a very limited capacity. Well, I know, like, to what you're talking about just a moment ago, like, if memory serves, and somebody can correct me if my numbers are wrong, the dev cycle for new characters or content or features in Zenless is like minimum 6 months, and oftentimes many more. And so that's why, like, it could feel like, say, the whole season 2 felt like they weren't learning from what people said and what people liked or didn't like. And they were. It just, like, it takes a long time to implement those things. And so if they rolled out 2.0, they gave us Wi-Fi Peninsula, and they're like, oh, okay, it's been out for 2 weeks and we've learned a lot of what people like and what they don't like and what they want to see. Yeah. They don't have the chance to implement that again until season 3, because the idea of reworking the entirety of a region that's already out would put such a wrench in their, like, dev cycle for things. It just wouldn't be manageable. And so, like, I'm with you. I'm really excited to see, like, what they've done with feedback and, like, the lessons learned from originally 6th Street and then Wi-Fi Peninsula, in terms of, like, what makes it an enjoyable space to interact with. They teased a good number of, like, just new interaction, like overworld interaction games, essentially.
Yeah, they showed the one part where you strap a jetpack to Eos and you fly around and solve puzzles, and there's the, like, rail skating. Like, they showed a whole bunch of cool mini games, like, in the world, and I'm excited to see how they show basically. Like you said, it's what the exploration of Lemnian Hollow, and they're just increasing it so it's more fun. Because I enjoyed the Lemnian Hollow, but I could also see people who were like, after a while, it's more of the same. You're going around, you're collecting a couple things, and then there's no incentive to ever go back.
Yes, yeah. I like a checklist. I like collecting things, but there's, once you finish out, and you and I are both like, oh, they gave us, like, concrete metrics for us to accumulate all of. Bet. Done. Got it. So we did that immediately. And, like, well, now I never have to come back to this place again. Yeah. Unless it's an event.
But so they're not redoing Swabian Temple. I'm guessing that was probably where they got a lot of feedback of people getting tired of it, which is why they ultimately just ended up with the auto farm automating mode. It. And they're keeping the theme of that, of, like, doing stuff and increasing, but this one, it's going to be called the Interboo Collection Missions. Yes. Which is basically halfway between that, like, mini update that they added in, like, 2.6, where, like, you remember that one where they were like, oh, this is kind of, people thought it was going to fully replace Swabian Temple. Yes. But it really was just, like, one zone you collect stuff, turn it in, and then that was it. Yes. I think they're expanding on that, because they, said you do missions, like, solve puzzles, collect things, and as you do all of that, then you go up in. So, like, I think that's going to be essentially the season wide, but for most of it, it'll probably kind of be like Swabian Temple, where, like, if you were diligent about doing Swabian every day, like, it lasted maybe through 2.1. I think
2.2.
you had basically maxed out Swabian.
Yeah, and then they rolled out things. I do think like it's a delicate balance of them wanting to have a steadily growing kind of like incremental system in place, so it feels like there is progress and movement without making it to where it requires you to get sweaty every day and really lean into it, but also doesn't feel like it's completely locking you out of things if you don't play constantly.
Yeah. Well, and you also want, if someone joins halfway through season 3, you want them to be able to still clear it. You don't want something where, oh, you weren't playing since the beginning of the season, you can't finish this and collect all the rewards. And then people are like, all right,
you're gonna
that
be really
leaves
behind.
a bad taste in my mouth. I just won't play.
And they're learning from other Hoyo properties. I won't name the game, but they rolled out a thing where...
Is it Genshin?
It is.
I was like, I know you only play one other Hoyo, so I'm going to take a shot in the dark.
They did a thing where like the reward like to get wings for your character came from these really cute kind of slice of life interactions with the character, but you could only do those interactions once per week. So it had a weekly cooldown, and there was no catch-up mechanic if you forgot it existed for 3 weeks or came back in like halfway through the patch. And so it's still once per week. You'll eventually get the wings, but the timing is now weird because like we've moved on to a whole new area and you're still coming back to talk to this person over and over again. And like the stories that they're doing with that character directly line up with things that happen in the gradual release of narrative, but you've already played all the narrative. And so now you're like, let me talk to her. And she's like, oh, wait, no. In this little slice of life, she hasn't been freed. And it gets really wonky. And I'm glad that like the Zenless team have not done that. They're working to try to figure out like ways to make it feel rewarding if you play every day, but also not punishing if you come back in late.
Yeah.
I like an incremental growth system. I also like one where it feels like when I finished it, I actually liked how they did Swabian Temple, where I still feel like I'm doing something because I can go in there every day and just talk to them and get that currency that they occasionally roll out new hats that you can spend it on. But I don't have to do much with it because I've already finished it. I've done that part of the game.
Speaking of hats, before I forget.
Yes.
They are finally implementing what we've all been asking for, and that you will be able to customize other Belle outfits other than just her temple one.
Yes.
Which is nice. Not necessarily
universal skins.
They not all of them. They didn't really, but they said a lot of the accessories will have like the universal tagger.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a handful, and those are probably more because they're like, well, there's no way to make it like work without it clipping through others, so we're just not even going to bother. Which is fine because I get the impression that it's going to be the vast majority.
They're not going to rework like base skin, but anything moving forwards.
Yeah, well, it's probably too like
universal and work back to beach or whatever.
I think it's more of like probably like there's a handful of badges that they designed for the temple outfit that like they couldn't get it to like look right, and they're like, we're not designing a whole bunch of new physics for a single badge that our resources say no one even uses that badge anyway. So like the 3 people in the world who really like this one thing are just going to be like, oh man.
I mean, the new outfits for Belle and Wigloff look really good. They've nailed it. It feels, I know me, I will, when 3.0 comes out, I will switch to that outfit. I'll keep it on probably through the duration of the 3.0 story. And then one day I'll be like, you know what? Beach outfit, and just go right back to beach outfit again.
Yeah.
Because that's so good.
Yeah. And that's probably the other thing too, is they're like some of them like where they attach, it can't attach on the beach outfit. So
I just have this button on my belly. It's pierced through my skin. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Everyone has a belly button. You're not special.
Okay. Oh man. No. Oh man.
Oh, also the Interboo collection. That's how you get your Pyrois mindscapes.
Pyrois. I know how they said to pronounce it in the video.
Pyrois.
Like our French. Pyrois. Pyrois, run real quick. Follow me, Belle.
So that's another reason to actually do it, is because it's tied to your. Which I'll be interested to see how good she is.
Yes.
I'm also
they're
curious to know
giving
if
us all of
Pyrois
it.
is actually a separate character,
Yeah.
or if it really is just them manifesting.
I don't know, because like we saw the little bits where like they can stand next to each other. So like, is it a separate character, or is it like it comes out of Belle's magic hollow powers?
Yeah, is it like basically like just a manifestation?
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to see what they. It seems like it's a really cool idea because one, it's got 4 ultimates.
It's got 4 ultimates. It's so cool.
Which they were explaining like the differences.
Okay.
And I'm like, every single description was this does massive damage and something else. And
yeah.
I'm like, I am not good enough at this game to know when I should totalize versus when I should do just more massive damage versus I forget what some of the other
AoE or
and I think one was maybe like a big daze. So like if you got a big group of enemies, you can like chain daze.
Yeah. So someone on Reddit will tell you which one to use 90% of the time, and you'll just use that one, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's still cool.
It's really cool.
And they even mentioned that like they will be upgrading, tinkering with Pyrois as they. So it could be good, or it could be something where you play and you're like, it's outscaled by everything because. So hopefully it's like A tier.
Yeah.
Like, not useless, but it's not going to be so good that no one will... Yeah, I mean, people will always pull for other characters, but I don't think it's going to be so good that it's going to be like a mandatory in every combo sort of deal.
I'll be really interested to see what they do with it. It's nice that we're getting Pyrois and also Mindscapes and also the W engine for free.
Yeah.
So they will be fully built. I mean, it's probably going to be one of those things that we see in other gacha games where like if your account is relatively new, or if there was like a place that you had just like not put attention towards on your account, Pyrois is going to be really, really, really good. If you've been playing since day one and you've collected most or all of the characters, or you have like a really, really well-developed account, Pyrois may be really good. They may be really good against like a specific boss, or they may just be like, to your point, more of like an A tier. I need 3 teams and I'm already using the good ones on 2 teams, so let me throw him in there.
What I would like is if they are like a step below in power, but they partner with everyone because it's faith in. So like you can always satisfy. So if sometimes you get those combos where you're like, these 2 characters work together, but they don't have a third person that like plays nice with them. You can just slot them in, and for satisfying either like the bang boo requirements or just the like affinity requirements. That would be a fun mechanic where nice. Like it's not so strong, but it helps, like you said, especially as a catch-up mechanic for people who maybe only have a handful of S-rank characters and need someone good to slot in. You're like, here's this character that'll just fit in with every team and be good on every team. Not amazing, but solid.
Yeah, that feels right to me. We'll know more when they come out, and we'll kind of you can trust it on the podcast. We'll talk our way through it and what we think is going to be useful there. I do think they're gonna. It would make the most sense to make Pyrois a universal like what's it called? Swiss Army knife character. Where like they're not going to be amazing at one role, but they're going to be really good at many roles.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot more manageable. I really like them. I loved the little bit of seeing them just like Pyrois run fast. Pyrois go real fast. Pyrois run on bars. Pyrois run fast.
Oh, yeah.
Quick horseman. He has to be fast. He's named after a horse. So
I do like that, as we've joked before, it's like by the end of this game's life, Belle will be a full-on god. Because at level 1, she was a super hacker. Like she was a super hacker before she got a super AI. So she became a super duper hacker. Then she got cured of her inability to go into hollows and learn magical kung fu powers.
Yeah.
And now she has super duper hacker with magical kung fu powers and a mystic knight armor, living armor set, and a gun.
And a gun. Back to the gun. She just has a gun. They haven't explained it. They showed us so much stuff in these videos, but also Belle's got a gun now.
I am fully expecting, I'm trusting that they are just going to have a really good moment in the game, and that's why they didn't want to, like, really talk about it, is because there's going to be a moment where Billy's going to be like, hey, that's my missing gun.
Yeah, wait a minute. That's my Star Knight gun.
Oh yeah,
man.
I mean, that's basically what Belle is, a Star Knight. Because she's a sun knight. And as people know, the sun is a star. Belle has become a Star Knight.
Take that, Billy. You're second tier already to the true Star Knight, Belle. Oh, man. Okay, so we've already known this, but we got more details on them. Velina and
Norma
are coming out. How are you? Let's do a temperature check, because I think the next time we record, at least one of them will be out. How are you feeling, Brian? Where are you at?
I want them both.
Yeah. Did the advertising material that had Norma standing with a bunch of Warhammer characters kind of turn you on Norma, or was you already kind of there?
No, I was mild on Norma. It wasn't the Warhammer. It was watching her actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh no, she's a little chaos goblin.
She's a sassy little goblin, man.
Yeah, she's just her ultimate being she just launches a nuke at the enemies.
And cackles.
The face they have of her doing from Spy X Family,
the Spy Family face.
Yeah,
the Anya face.
That was great. But yeah, just her whole vibe of just being a little gremlin who throws her. I like her throwing her hat out and it just runs around collecting energy, brings it back, and then she shoots stuff and throws down missile turrets. And I was like, oh, all right. And maybe I will finally be able to use Evelyn, because you will have a character that will just auto create chain attacks, which Evelyn wants.
It's going to revitalize Evelyn. Norma,
Velina, I already knew I wanted, because she's the first wind character. She's a new element.
Yeah.
So, you kind of want to, like, if you're trying to play meta, you're going to want her, because that's going to be who knows how long before we get another character that introduces wind.
Yeah.
I also like her style and her vibe. So now I'm going to be pulling for both of them. So I'll see how.
Yeah. I also want both. I don't know if my account is healthy enough if I miss some 50-50s to get both. I think of the two, I like Norma's character more, because I do go in for like the spicy goblin approach. But account wise, Velina's a no-brainer. Yeah. She's when we don't have one yet.
Hoyo is very generous when it comes to like new patches, because they want new people, they want returning people.
Yes.
So I didn't count up how much total, but between like the current event of like the Good Morning Roscaelifer, the 1,600 polys just for doing like a free event where basically you just log in and you'll get them. Yeah. And a whole bunch of other stuff. So there should be at least enough that you can like probably get both of them. You might not be able to like comfortably get their W engines.
I don't think I'll be going for any W engines for a while, just because there's so many characters coming out that I'm interested in.
Yeah, unless someone like, it's one of those where they're like, no, you have to get their W engine.
Remiel. like we already know pretty much the system, the when she comes out, Void Hunters want their Void Hunter weapons.
Yeah.
And so like that's almost a gimme. They look really, really fun to play though.
But yeah, both of them look fun. I'll be
the nice thing we're in for a lot of, well, they're going to give us a lot because 3.0 is the launch of a new season. And so they're going to inundate us with new roles because like to your point, they want to attract people back to the game who maybe dropped it because they weren't impressed with season 2. But the hype is there for season 3. So they want people to come back and be like, bet, I'm in it. I got the character. Everything's great. And then 3.1 is the anniversary patch.
Yeah.
Which means more free stuff, more roles, more incentives, more things to kind of get people excited. It also means more things for you to have to roll on, So I think we are in a really good place for getting these characters to come out, but they also keep showing us more and more about the other characters that they've teased. And I'm very interested, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the last episode where like all of the characters that he's shown have looked so like cool.
Mm-hmm. I like Horse Lady a lot. Sigrid.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to be really cool.
I like Sigrid. I really like Claret. And those are like
how are you feeling about the fact that now you're going to have to pull 3 times for Sunbringer?
Didn't know when we were going to talk about it. There's 3 of them, y'all. There's 3 dang Sunbringers we got to deal with. There's Kid, Lady, and Mommy Sunbringer.
Do you think they are representative of the fates?
That's interesting. I hope so. I think that would be that would be a very cool way to play with it. I am really hesitant to start speculating right now because there's so many different ways they could go with it. That could be that like Sunbringer is a title, just like Hoshimi is a title, right? It's like a name. So there could be more in the family. The original Sunbringer is pretty old now. It could be a Dator thing where she split her consciousness into 3 parts so she can do more things at once. And I think that would be really interesting. It could
just be her 3 kids.
Yeah, just be 3 kids. I don't know. I like it a lot. I personally, not thinking about what it's going to do to my account and my roles and my wallet, I like the idea of a 3 Sunbringer team that they all play well with each other. Like, this is a whole team on its own. I love this concept. I'm hoping we have a lot of run up to it so we know we can save, or if they decide to give us one for free. I would not be surprised if they were like, Baby Sunbringer is the freebie for this patch or whatever.
My guess is that all 3 are not going to be playable characters.
Okay. I'll buy that.
That's just, yeah, like I could see maybe one of them joining.
Mm-hmm.
If they are actually 3 separate people, I would guess. And I mean, they could surprise us. Maybe the little one is the only one who joins because the other 2 are like, I've got no interest, and she's like, I'm gonna go explore.
Yeah, old lady's like, I'm too old for this. Other one's too busy, and the kid's like, hey, what's up, man? Let's go.
No, but I like that they tease just enough that you're like, okay, I was not expecting there to just be 3 Sunbringers hanging around, and
yeah,
I'm sure at least some amount of it will be addressed in the story of 3.0, because I'm imagining most of 3.0's story is going to be just walking around and learning the city.
Yeah, I assume 3.0 is going to be relatively slow, and it's going to set up a lot of things. Like, it's going to be 3.0 is setting up all the dominoes of like, here's the systems, here's the people, here's the general, like the initial plot. Enough action that people don't complain, because again, like they want to hook people in. But I would not be surprised if 3.0 is a little bit slow, but I would bet it's setting up for 3.1 to be a really impactful narrative that kind of like moves everything into the rest of the season.
I mean, then again, 2.0 like started off strong with like the invasion of Wi-Fi Peninsula. Oh, yeah. So they're also not afraid to just throw things right at you. But yeah, so I'm also interested because right now we have no idea of what the overall threat is, other than the fact that it's still creator based.
Yeah, we know the creators involved, and we know that Remiel and Sunbringer are beefing in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
that's what we know. I am hopeful because I think that leaves a lot of opportunity for things to happen. I'm excited to see what threads they decide to lay out. Oh, also, Yokai is somewhere.
Yeah.
like Yokai's
still
doing things, Tops is doing things. We've been told not to trust anybody, including our friends and Tops.
Yeah. And I mean, as they already showed, Tops is interested in taking over Roscaelifer one way or the other. So maybe that's why Remiel is trying to kill Lady Sunbringer, is because she's being controlled by Tops, she's already dead, and they created a clone.
Ooh, Clone Bringer.
I don't think Tops has that ability, because if they had already taken over the leader of Roscaelifer, they wouldn't be in the early stages of taking it over.
Yeah. Whatever happens, the most important thing is what we were told during the different programs, which is that we will be hanging out with Billy and Cecilia for at least a little bit longer, and possibly for the long term, because they are ever present and they're such a good addition. I'm so happy.
Cecilia will be moving in with us, which she already had moved in with us,
to a new place so we can live with other people that we're rolling for. We get a new room, which is going to be nice. I was just trying to pull up the list here. I am excited for Clarette. I think Clarette looks very, very interesting, and I'm glad that she's like a major. Did you see like they released, I think it was one of the things they released where it was like, here are the major heads of the 5 programs in Roscaelifer. Yeah. And it was like Velina. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's running like outward operations. Clarette, who is like Forge Master and makes Void Hunter weapons, or is like involved in that process, and then 3 Sunbringers.
Yep.
And so I'm excited to see what Clarette does, because she's, I don't want to use the phrase coded, but she's Eric coded, right next to Sigurd, who's also very Eric coded.
Eric, you can't call dibs on every character that they release. I'm calling
dibs on about half of them. They gave me a knight and they gave me a punky girl, and I'm pretty happy. We're getting a free Bang Boo as usual. Oh, we got another costume. They're doing this thing again. Velina's getting a costume.
Yeah.
She's getting an outfit. It's a non-Void Hunter, non-Summer outfit, which is pretty rare. We got one on Astra when Astra came out. They're really pushing Velina.
Well, you got the Astra, then you had the 3 Angels got one.
Yeah, but they don't count.
Nicole got one, but that one was given to us when they introduced costumes.
Nicole's was a freebie.
But I'm not surprised, because it is the launch character.
Yep. They want to get people. I think it's fine. It's like most of the outfits. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. I am going to use my currency on new characters. Especially with summer coming up, when we know we're going to get beach outfits. Or we don't know, but we can safely assume that we're going to get some summery beach outfits pretty soon.
Yeah.
Probably 3.2 for the summer patch. That would be July, August, right?
I don't know. I can't do the math. But
yeah,
I'll be interested to see. I mean, the nice thing too is that they haven't made them limited time. They've only made like them discounted, and the discount isn't so heavy that, if it was like 20, it only costs 25% of its normal cost, then you're like, all right, I got to get it now. Yeah. But I think it's like a 10% discount, and you're like, I can wait.
If I really need it, I'll get it. Yep, I'm with you.
I do think it looks cool.
It looks good. But I think her base outfit looks good. This is tricky for me because I'm not used to her base outfit yet, so I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like I can't make an easy decision because I haven't really seen either.
Yeah, yeah. Like
I do like kind of the way that they do it is like with the Miyabi one. You have that little scene where you walk around with her, so you get to like see it in action before you have to buy it.
Yep. Real quick, reruns alongside Velina and Norma for patch 3.0. They are rerunning Yesheng Wang, who is currently the tops baby when it comes to just damage.
Yeah.
Like, she's strong.
Yeah, she is super good.
She stays really good. Really, really good. like anytime she's kind of applicable during a deadly assault, that's a gimme. If you've got most of it. I don't even have Suna on the team. Like, I'm still running her, usually with Dialin. Unless Dielin's needed somewhere else, in which case I put her with anybody and her best friend Rabbit and Zhao Zhao, and they do work.
I was gonna say I just run the Ye Xingwang Sana Xiao Zhao team,
and she's pretty much always. I have to imagine, considering when I play without Sana, she's in like special form 80 to 90% of the time.
Oh yeah,
with Suna, she's just only in special form, right?
Yeah, it's like when I play, like if she's in like Deadly Assault or Shiyu Defense, like I probably do Ye Xingwang's ultimate like probably 8 times during the fight.
Easily. It's awesome. Speaking of Suna, she is running for phase 2 alongside Norma. It's tricky for me because I would like Suna for my Ye Xingwang team, but not more than I'd like to get Norma.
Yeah.
Even though I don't necessarily need another Pyro Stunner.
It's one of those where I saw Ye Xingwang and Sana, and I was like, wow, they're doing them already. But then it's been 6-7 months since Ye Xingwang came out.
Yeah, this is each of them running again that's their first reruns, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I guess it has been actually like 3 or 4 patches now since Ye Xingwang came out.
Yeah.
Because she came out, 2.5?
Yeah, sounds right. It's been a little while. It feels both like it's been a long, long time and it just happened.
Yeah.
Because time is weird. Like that. We're also getting little mini games and things. I like we're getting another Bang Boo.
Oh, yeah. I saw they're doing an auto battler.
An auto battler, and I like an auto battler.
This one, I saw that. I was like, oh, this is a permanent mode that they're adding. So
cool.
Eric will finally be able to start his side podcast of just. Although this one looks like it's going to be purely a PvE one.
Yeah, which I like.
I like. Yeah. I like more, and you actually get an upgrade, and it looked like maybe it's less of a true auto chess where like everyone starts from like square one, and like more of almost like a rogue light version where. Like you'll start with upgraded Bang Boos and like still upgrade them as you go through. Maybe we'll see as they.
It's going to be the same problem I had with Bizarre Brigade and any other auto chess, and then I obsess with it and then finish the entire thing in 2 weeks, and then I run out of stuff to do because I got all the achievements.
Yeah.
Speaking of achievements, Brian, I got bored recently, and I was like, you know what? Every time I open up the Polychrome tracker, one of the things that shows up is the arcade. Let me just go knock out those achievements real quick. I've done every achievement for Mach 25.
Oh, nice.
Is annoying but easy because most of the actual challenges, even if you're bad at it, you can still get the achievements.
Aren't most of them cumulative distance?
Most of them are cumulative. The hardest parts were like surviving for a full minute on each of the different racers.
Yeah.
And like I got to the point where each run I was getting 20 to 30, maybe even 40,000 points a run. And so getting to 100,000 points for the final achievement for each car, it was like 3 to 4 runs. So it looks impressive. It's not that impressive. I am still absolutely awful at Snake and also Soul Hounds. I'm so bad. And those ones I can't just like brute force. You actually have to get good at it. Which is all to say that maybe they should put more mini games in the arcade because it's kind of fun to have a little thing to do in the game.
I'll be interested to see whether or not they ever come back to the arcade or if they really are kind of have just moved past it.
Just put it away. If they do, I totally understand it. I feel like it's one of those things that we're going to be like doing this podcast for patch like 5.3 and we're going to be like, hey, do you guys remember the arcade? Guess what? There's a fighter in it now. Anyways, looking forward to all those things.
Yeah, the new combat mode, I'm really interested in.
Oh yeah, there's
the Annihilation Simulacrum.
Yes,
because they removed strengths and weaknesses.
That's right. Yeah.
So it is purely a know the mechanic of the boss fight. So like there's one. It helps with people starting to complain about like, every gacha they talk about shield bosses of like
something
and like there's something. To a certain extent where like they introduced Pro Mia and so they nerfed Miyabi by putting all these debuffs that make her not as good as So instead of to get around that, they have it where you're just like, you just have to fight the boss using the mechanics that they have.
Yep.
So
So
like the one that
they
showed was
people.
just one of the boss, like I think it was Monato was you have to like parry to destroy his shield, and if you don't, he like unleashes super damage.
Yeah.
And so that one, and you're like, you can't just sheer damage through it and beat him. You actually got to play the boss fight. Yeah. Which I think is cool. It's a fun way to introduce new mechanics without also making it just like you just got to buy the newest character, otherwise you can't complete it.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic that's what that will continue to be of this. Like, you're still gonna have people who go online and complain because they're like, I've been fighting this boss 20 times and I can't beat it, and then like they show you their team and they're using an aftershock team on a boss that is only susceptible to like anomaly damage, because people can't read. But I really like this idea of playing the mechanic or understanding the boss rather than, okay, I understand the boss, but I just don't happen to have a very good fire damage dealer, so I'm never going to be able to clear it.
Yeah.
Or I'm still bad at using Banyue because he's my favorite character to use still.
So I'm interested to see. It does. I do like the fact that they're still trying new things to make a fun combat modes that don't feel bad to everyone.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the reset timer for that is. If it's going to be more like Shiyu Defense and Deadly Assault, or if it's going to be more like Battle Tower, which gets like a seasonal reset.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily personally want it to have the same turnaround as Deadly Assault and Shiyu Defense. Just because right now it feels like I think it's 2 weeks for each one, so there's always a new one to do each.
Yeah, it's basically like you do it, which there's also the chance that if it is in that, it becomes part of that rotation. Each of them goes to a 3-week rotation.
That's fair. So there's always one.
It was like if you do it so that you just have to do one of them a week, then you're not getting overwhelmed.
Yeah. I like the slight buffer too, because sometimes like I'll be traveling for a week and I've done it, but I don't necessarily want to do Shiyu Defense using my thumbs on a touch screen. And I'm hopeful. Like, I like when there's down weeks personally, because it means I can spend more time on doing other stuff. But hopefully the addition of this game mode just means more polychromes and doesn't mean that they like adjust the polychrome count that you get from current modes to compensate. So it's a net neutral. But I'm again cautiously optimistic about it. I've been diving back into Tower finally because I wanted to make sure I knocked out the Tower before there's a whole bunch of new stuff in place.
Yeah.
I've learned 2 things about Tower.
You don't like it?
Well, I love it if I'm paying attention. I can't do it on my phone because there's so much incentive to, like, if you get hit once, to reset the stage.
Yeah.
Because you're multiply, especially if you pick some of the risk reward things that, like, you start off at the highest multiplier, just don't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 things I've learned is, 1, that game mode and Yudhari are oil and water. Like, you can't do Yudhari well.
Yeah, because
even using her parry, it counts as getting hit. And that's annoying to me.
I was going to say that, and I know, like, the later levels, it's if you get hit at all, you're done.
Full stop.
And because her health is, like, so low... Yeah. Even like you said, even with the reduction and everything, you're like, all right,
it's not gonna happen. So don't use Yudhari. Do use Banyue, because if I'm paying attention with Banyue, I do not ever take damage. You can parry with him at any given moment at any time, and so it's been really, really fun to play through Tower using Banyue because it is like high risk, high reward. I'm already picking all the things that make it so that if I get hit, I need to reset anyways. I'm going to die if I get hit. But it feels so good to play him in that space that as long as the enemies aren't fire resistant, I'm just using Banyue.
I prefer the Ye Xingwan method of if you have unlimited iframes, you can't take damage.
Yeah, Dae-Sung Wong's really good in there too, because you just don't have to worry about it. You're always immortal, invincible. You don't take damage.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's kind of like the same reason that I used to run a lot with Miyabi. Is just there's so many iframes, and she has her parry, and you're just like, in a mode like this where one hit may or may not kill you, just go for the cheese.
Yeah, play Cheeeesy. Yeah, Miyabi's really fun for that one. I need to go. I think the polychromes cap out at floor 40, 450.
It's like 30 or 40 is usually where like most of them, and then anything above that is you going for like a title for getting to like floor 100.
Yeah, historically I'll get to 50 and stop.
Yeah,
like 50 feels good to me. But I'm telling this to our podcast audience because like now is a really good time if you're itching to play Zenless, but the 3.0 hasn't come out yet. Now is a good time to go ahead and do your tower. Because when 3.0 comes out, there's going to be tons of new systems and tons of new things to do that can kind of get put on the back burner. And you're going to want to do and engage with all the systems as early as possible because there are things like Pyrois mindscapes and stuff gated behind doing those. So if you're like, I'm just going to take my time and you wait a week or two, you're going to be on the back foot. You'll be behind. So Tower's fun though. I like Tower. I'm glad they don't do too much with it either.
Yeah. Well,
they don't need to keep resetting it. It's fine. Just let it.
It's like they reset it like every 6 months, which is the perfect amount of time.
Because it lets you. It's punishing. It lets you be sweaty. It lets you really kind of lean into it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we haven't talked about.
I mean, there's a whole bunch because they've got all the events that they talked about coming out in 3.0 too. That was just all of the permanent stuff that they're adding.
That's right. There's actual events to talk about as well. In addition to like the normal like 10 free rolls, 10 Bangbu rolls, double discs, double resources.
Yeah.
Optimization effect, like they're making skills. One of the things that might be easier, before we started the episode, you and I were talking and you had talked about the kits for Norma and Velina don't seem so complicated. They're a lot easier to just parse and understand what you're supposed to be doing. Because right now, like we get characters that come out and they have Bon Yue excluded because he's a different beast. But like it's 3 pages of skill description that it boils down to hit skill when you have energy and you're good. They're optimizing the language for skill descriptions. They're optimizing the way events look. The drive disk upgrading optimization looks really interesting to me. Is that the one, if memory serves, they're going to actually show us the amount of relevant substats you have as like a quick reference for your character?
Yeah, so that was one of the things is like, I think that comes down to like, I think that's actually separate from the disk drive thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's going to be what, like, you can look at a quick snapshot to see where your agent is in general. And then I think the disk drive thing is going to be like, maybe you can set it so if you're going for, we'll just say like Electropunk. Yeah. And you're like, I'm looking for Electropunk for like these stats. And if it doesn't have these stats, like it, if you're like, I'm looking for on disc 6, I'm looking for just pen. And they're like, all right, we will auto discard anything from Electropunk that doesn't have pen as its main stat. So that way you're not going through.
That's dope.
That's how I understood it. I don't know if that's actually how it will. I'll be interested to see how the actual optimization works, or if it's like it only will apply to whoever character you're currently like working on. Okay. And so like if you said I'm working on Miyabi, then it's like, all right, you picked this, Miyabi guide from like the community, and so like we're gonna auto discard disk drives based on that, or if you how much control. Hopefully you'll have a lot of control, because it would really suck if like it just automatically discards them if they're not exactly what that one guide is, and you're like, well, yeah, I'm farming for more than just Miyabi, so like I don't want you to just toss all of these, but you can throw out all of the HP up ones on a attacker disk drive, because I'll never need that. So
it's the silver lining to disk drive sets being like some disk drive sets being character specific is you can very safely trash things if you know that no one else is ever going to use this set.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the black and white Rupture set that every Rupture character that comes out uses.
Yeah.
Like that one's universal. Don't trash anything there. But that will be helpful. I've gotten really quick at like finishing a run and like flagging things as discard. But I also have just been kind of idly farming lately because I didn't get any of the recent characters and everyone's pretty much mostly built.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Is I'm like, okay, I can't really start building towards Velina because we don't have our wind chip people yet. I was kind of hoping they said they would like release them ahead of time so that way when she drops, I don't have to burn through a ton of batteries trying to get her and her like wind chips.
Mm-hmm. Because we can't do her discs either because there's a disc set.
Yeah,
coming
can't do her disc. You can't really prepare for Velina at all. Yeah. So I've kind of switched into preparing for Pyrois and Norma as like just farming guides.
And Pyrois is going to have his own disk drive set as well in 3.0. So like getting all those chips and things is good. Yep. I like having a total for my substats. Just as a quick reference, I think I've said on the podcast before, there are like websites where you can check your character builds compared to the online community, and it'll tell you like, is this disk drive amazing, or is this one kind of a B or a C tier? And while that can be helpful, it will also give you like a percentage. So it'll be like, your Miyabi is the top 8% of all the people who have checked this website. Or your Yanagi, Brian, is the top 1%. And that feels really good. But when you've got a character and you look up and it's like, your character's in the top 48% of Banyues, it can make it very frustrating, and it can make the disk drive grind feel very unfair and make the game just, I don't have a better phrase for this, not fun to play, because you're like, I want to get that number up, my character's not good enough, whatever. That's a comparison is the thief of joy, right? And so I like having a system. What I'm trying to say is I think I like having a system in game that gives me a quick reference to be like, okay, for this character to be built, they should have 26 relative substats or whatever. That feels good to me. That means I'm in a pretty good place. I'm hitting benchmarks. I don't want to compare myself to other people because it's a single player game. So I don't know, man. Be cautious. like, hey, be cautious of that, because it can make a game that's really fun stop being fun because you're comparing yourself to other people who either have more time, have more money, or have more luck than you, and you can't control any of that. So
unless you rob a bank, then you can have more money.
Then you can rob a bank. And if you do rob a bank, and you're playing this episode in a court of law as evidence that we are somehow inciting people to rob banks. First of all, hi jury, and second of all, don't do it. Don't rob a bank. They don't even have money in those things anymore.
No, you don't get money from robbing banks.
You get it from robbing ice machines, those like parking lot ice providing maker things. That's where the money is. You got to rub those things.
But then so moving away from Eric encouraging people to commit felonies.
Hey. Vaguely.
There's also a whole bunch of events that we'll be dealing with in 3.0. I like how they have the dossier. Basically, it's just like a little guide of like, here's all of the things to do in 3.0. And so you can just go to the guide, look through it, make sure you're finding all of the fun stuff. And you get polys for doing it.
Yeah. The poly tracker is great.
Then there's Bang Bang, the Genius and the Miracle chip.
Okay.
Where you're repairing, like you're doing more repair. A lot of them seem more or less like reskins of like old, like typical events. But yeah, this one you're like working with Norma to like solve puzzles. The Bang Bang is that's the auto battler.
Okay, cool.
There's the bullet heck game.
Yeah, it looked like Ball Pit when I first saw it. I was like, are we getting Bang Boo Ball Pit?
Yeah, but yeah, so you just running around shooting. That one looks like it's really cool.
It looks fun. If you're listening to this and you haven't played Ball Pit, you should. That's a great roguelike. It's Ball X Pit, and I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Box Pit.
I don't know if you're
Whatever.
supposed to pronounce it, or if those are like people have just decided that you just leave out the
Spike's family.
Because
There's
it's like Spy X
Hunter.
family. It's like Hunter, Spy family. Like you just leave the X out.
There's XXX.
There's Gleaming Shadow Team Battle. That's the thing before where you like pick two teams of two and you like can swap back and forth between them. I enjoyed
battles.
that mode. That was fun.
I would love to see that come back as like one of these more permanent modes of like, it's such a unique way of engaging with the game's combat system of having like this free like total swap of characters. Yeah. I'd love to see that be like one of the seasons of Tower is like, oh, actually you're able to bring 2 sets of 3 and you can on the fly swap them. That would be really cool. Like and that could be fun.
I also just liked it because it was very satisfying. Like if you were doing well, you were like, because you're also getting these stacking buffs by the end, you're like just annihilating everything they throw at you. And you're like, this is it's satisfying.
Just chaining ultimates. It felt a little bit like when you go all ultimate cards on Hollow Zero and you get to the final boss and you just spam ultimate until the thing dies because you can't get hurt.
Yeah. And then the last other event is going to be it's going to be the Sherlock Holmes event. I think because we mentioned that there's probably going to be a Sherlock Holmes character is the Hobbling Crow Detective Agency, where Sherlock Holmes is a lazy person and you just go around and you're going to solve the mysteries for him.
I love it. It's going to be great. We knew it was coming.
Yeah. Have you done any of the Good Morning Roscaelifer event that's currently going on?
I've done one chunk. I logged into it once. It's one of those ones that is online.
Yeah.
Which I imagine is much better on phone or on PC than it is on a console.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
I did it on my phone. I opened it. I'll be honest with you, Brian. I know this is like an indictment of the gacha gaming community. There's a lot of reading. There's a lot of reading for the one section that I picked, and I was like, I don't have the bandwidth for this right now.
There's not too much reading to do the repeats.
All right, put me on blast.
Yeah, I mean, basically, because the way it works is, you go through, you pick your story, and then there's like each story has 5 endings. Yeah. But most of them are like a single choice gets you to a different ending. So
okay.
You go through, you do the whole story, and then you go back to the actual like choice nodes, and you just pick the other option, and then there's a little bit of reading, and then that's it.
Okay, so it's front loaded.
Yeah, it's very front loaded. Of like you do the story once and you read the story, and then everything after that is like tiny changes.
Cool. Okay,
it's fun. I think it's kind of nice because this is the last event before 3.0. So it's it's a nice, easy way to give out free stuff to people that doesn't require too much time investment. And it gets you just, a little bit of a introduction into the Roscaelifer life.
Yeah, more world building and a little bit more polys in my pocket. It's not something I can complain about.
But I did not realize it was going to open up in the webpage because I have my ZZZ volume set to a certain level. And because it is opening in the website, it's not tied to that. So like it blasted my ears off because my volume was like ZZZ's volume and my everything else is at 2 different volumes.
Just getting knocked backwards in your chair. Girlfriend comes running again. What is happening in here?
But I like it. It's it's a neat little game. It's another one that if you really, really don't care, you can just skip through it. Like there's nothing in the story that is going to like tip you off to what you're supposed to choose because you literally are just supposed to go through all of the branching paths to get all of the stories. So super easy. Cool. If you really, really hate it and just want the polys, you could probably clear it in like 10, 15 minutes, all of them, because you're just clicking skip, pick a choice, skip, pick a choice.
I think that'll be my after everyone's gone to bed and I'm not ready to go to bed yet thing for tonight. We'll just be like, open this, click through, see what's going on. Speaking of consoles, ZZZ officially releases on Steam on June 17th.
Which is
soon?
When 3.0 is supposed to launch.
Excellent. And from what I've heard, it works natively and seamlessly on Steam Deck from launch. So if you're someone like me who has been really excited about the idea of being able to play Zenless on something beefier than a phone, but not requiring a desktop computer or sitting on your console, which is a very niche band I think I'm talking to. But if you're like me, you're very excited about being able to play it on your Steam Deck. And if you don't have a Steam Deck, don't buy one now. They got expensive, Brian.
Oh, did they?
Dude.
They saw how popular they were and they said, we can raise the price.
I mean, between that and like what's happening to all technology right now, I'm not going to give numbers, but I'll tell you that I did see you could buy a Switch 2 and every first-party Switch 2 game launched in its first year of existence for less than a Steam Deck costs.
That's insane.
Period.
When does the Switch 2 come out?
The Switch 2 comes out like a year ago.
Oh. Wow, I did not keep up with that at all.
I've had one. Brian, I've been playing it for so long. On that note. Sorry, I'm still thinking about you playing the game and like opening it up in your browser and the music blasting you so loud that you lean back in your chair. And then I remember the time when we were playing World of Warcraft, I think it was World of Warcraft in high school, and you had a rolly chair that had 2 of 7 wheels on it, and you got surprised by something, and you just vanished from you're like mid-talking and stopped talking because you fell backwards in your chair, and it just fell. Oh, man. Okay. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, follow, tell your friends, share it with people. It's 3.0 is a really good time for your friends to either start playing the game or to come back to the game. And if they're going to start playing the game from scratch, or if they're going to come back to the game after a long hiatus, they're going to want to hear some people talking about the game as well, aren't they? In that case, you've got just the right podcast to share it with them. Comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. When we come back, we will be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back on the 17th. Nope, the 18th. So
no. You're
nope.
We will be back the 25th.
Thank you, Brian. I edit this, so this is going to sound seamless and perfect. We'll be back on the 25th, which means we should come back and we'll have 3.0 when we come back. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be in it.
3.0 will be out that will be our first episode. Thank gosh. So that way we don't have to do another, like, we have nothing to talk about because it's a week before the new season launches. So we're just going to ramble about Yanagi for 3 hours.
We're just going to keep spinning our wheels. Because that will be, when that episode comes out, we will not be talking about the story for 3.0. We'll save that for the episode that comes after that on the 9th. But we will be talking about, everything 3.0. We'll have our hands on it. We'll be talking about the characters. We'll almost guaranteed we'll have Velina to talk about at that point. So we'll break her down, systems, mechanics, and anything else that we should be taking into consideration. Until then, for the last time in season 2 point whatever, Yanagi.
See you in the skies!
To the skies! With Vise and Gilder and all my cool friends. And our
No one gets your references, old man.